Hey, so
Four-wheelers would have been around, he would have been a happy man.
so I'm here again at the Alvin C York family farm. Flip it around. There's a this bridge right here. This is where we came from, all right? And there's the actual house itself. This was his house that he lived in after he came back from the war in World War One. There's Bruce and Dan. There's his there was his barn. So right here where I'm at, I'm actually standing in the middle of what would have been his corn rows. I guess he grew corn and some other stuff, but is the backside, that berm, this little berm right here that you see, that is all this right here. That other video that you saw that I made, that's the cutout that they did, to represent the in World War One where he served. So this is all his property, right? This was his farm. So there's a river back there. I took a still picture, and I'm gonna put this on Facebook, but so if you look back, right, that ridge, but this tree line, right, this tree line right here, this was all his farm. And so yeah, he was actually, going by the movie, obviously, this movie that came out in 1939. Actually, it was released about a week or two, I believe, right before the World War II broke out in Europe, in Poland. September 1st, 1939 was when Germany invaded Poland, and World War II broke out in Europe. So the movie Sergeant York was released just shortly before that, and it chronicled his young adult life up until the point where he went to the army and did the things that he did, and he became a national hero. Like I said in that other video, he got the Medal of Honor for capturing a whole German battalion, regiment. There was a lot of guys there. So he had always wanted to get this property, this house, for his sweetheart back home, but he kind of had to fulfill his obligation of going off to the war. Well, according to the movie, obviously, what happened was, while he was off at war and how he became a war hero and his exploits made it back this way, the whole community rallied together, and they bought the farm for him, so that when he returned, he married his sweetheart, and they had their farm, their family, and all that. So he lived out the rest of his life, a very content man. Right as I'm told that he actually became a general. He was still like a reserve or something like that, but he became a general when World War II broke out. So in the military world, we call that a Mustang. When you go from a private to a general, you rise through all the ranks and you become a general. That is what we call a Mustang, and he was a true Mustang. He was an amazing human being. He was a bit of a brawler and a ruffian when he was younger. He got saved, dedicated his life to Christ. In fact, he actually tried to put down that he was a conscientious objector and tried to avoid going to the war, but they denied it, and they sent him off to war. And he had a commander who showed him some Bible scriptures where, it is okay to be a soldier in the right circumstances, and as long as you're honorable on the battlefield, then being a soldier isn't an evil thing. And that helped him, because he was a natural crack shot. I mean, he was good. He was a sharpshooter It said that he was the best rifleman all around here in Tennessee, in this area of Tennessee, in Palm Hall, Tennessee, where he's from. So he did very well for himself. You know, he was a soldier. He was just a good man, and so it's for me, it's been an honor and a privilege to actually walk, you know, the grounds where he lived and breathed and he worked, and he, you know, we're gonna go see his grave here in a little bit. Back, see, this is where I came from. So back behind those trees there is a river, and there that would have, yeah, we could have walked, we could have gone to his grave, but we're gonna have to drive around because that bridge is out. But yeah, it's really cool. It's not every day you get to go to a Medal of Honor winners, you know, homestead and really touch the ground. And I'm a sentimental sap in that regard, because I mean, I love history, and I love being able to interact with history, and like, here's my way of interacting with the man himself. Obviously, I never would have known him. I was born in 1975, and he was probably long dead by then. He was a World War I veteran, obviously, you know. So yeah, this one's kind of rambled on a little bit, but yeah, Alvin C. York, a great man, great hero. And to quote Yoda, wars do not make one great. And the war didn't make him a great man. It was who he was as an individual, how he cared about his men, he cared about his fellow man, he cared about the enemy. Like he took to heart what it meant to kill a man, and he didn't do it lightly. So there was no malice in if he killed a man. So it's, you know, that's the mark of a good man right there, is someone who has he understands the quality of life, and that was Alvin York. So like, I'm blessed and honored and privileged to have been able to walk on his property. So I'll see you guys later. I guess I forgot to say in the last video, but you know, happy trails. Bye.